So I was just getting ready to send out my weekly email where I'm talking about the benefits of sunlight in moderation, gradually building up a solar callus so that you can get more and more sunlight without burning your skin because sunlight is an essential nutrient. It regulates our sleep cycle and it is the catalyst for vitamin D production along with a whole bunch of other neurotransmitters and kind of the feel good chemicals that we rely on. And in the wintertime, those are especially scarce, so we need to get them wherever we can, but especially in the early morning. And I was thinking about kind of health fads and how the world is awash in these, hot ideas of the moment. And I was looking at sort of the sun eaters as one of these examples. People who stare directly at the sun. They take some sort of evening sunlight, like when it's low in the sky, and they can just stare at it for 20, 30, even 40 minutes, and they claim that this helps them feel energized and spiritually whole, so that they don't even need to eat. And I thought, okay, that's a little more extreme. I'm not gonna go to bat necessarily for the sun eaters, even though I've had a pretty positive experience of dedicating more time in the morning, just 20 minutes when I wake up, to being in the sun. I set up my desk so that I get maximum sunlight in the morning, and then I try to catch a sunset now and again, and that has helped me to stay in the sun for longer periods of time during the day. Then I come across this story. Maybe some of you have already seen it. It was triggered by an Instagram celebrity of sorts in the health world, along with some Hollywood people who are talking about perineum sunning, and this is the practice of exposing the literally the area where the sun don't shine. I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but exposing that for 30 seconds to 5 minutes to sunlight, and apparently, according to an ancient Chinese Taoist practice called Hui Yin, this provides energy for the whole day. It's the equivalent of a whole day's worth of sun, and I'm really not going to go to bat for that. But the practice of sunbathing is one that I will absolutely defend against the conventional wisdom that we need to get out of the sun or protect ourselves from any kind of exposure. Light regulates our circadian rhythm, as I mentioned. We're meant to be in the sun, and we've adapted in that environment. When it comes to artificial light, the kind that we get from our computer screens or from LED lights at night, these can be harmful and they can halt melatonin secretion at the time when we should be going to sleep. So I use these glasses. These are just a cheap pair of glasses. I think I got them on goggles4u.com, but they block out the blue spectrum, and you can see the blue is being reflected back. That means that the blue light from my computer is being limited here. I also use a program called f.lux or flux, which dims my screen and turns it kind of an amber tone. These are all ways just to mimic the natural balance of not getting artificial light once the sun is down. You've heard about people in Scandinavian countries who go to these light cafes, places where you can drink a warm beverage, get all cozy, and they use this actually for battling seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, which is a kind of fitting acronym. When the days get shorter, the nights get longer, we have a natural tendency to start to feel a little bit down. And sunlight is the ultimate nutrient, it's the ultimate drug in a sense to energize us because it's catalyzing production of all of these important vitamins like vitamin D and the neurotransmitters. So if you want to feel more energized, try eating some sunlight. And I don't mean physically consuming it, but just take it in with your skin and with your eyes a little bit each day, 20 minutes in the morning or the evening. This is protective against the harsher rays of the noonday sun, gives you that sun callus, and don't get burnt. But sunscreen, really, the research, I've done a deep dive on it, and it seems like no one really knows whether or not it works. And from my perspective, if the choice is between putting chemicals on my skin and not doing that, I'm going to choose not to do that every time. So if you want to go deeper on this general line of thought, I encourage you to check out my new guide to elemental biohacking. I call it a natural method for vitality and reconnecting with your deep nature. So get back to nature. These elemental stressors are all an example of hormesis, which is the finding the appropriate range of a stressor that makes you get stronger as opposed to the range that's going to harm or kill you. So with sunlight, as with all of the elemental biohacks, you have to find the right range, but the cost of not exposing yourself to any stress at all is going to be big medical bills and bad health. So melanoma kills maybe 6,000 people in the United States a year. Compare that to any number of diseases that are implicated in UV deficiency, and the cost benefit is clearly going to tilt in favor of getting more sunlight.